To address and correct the misleading and malicious claims made by the management of Tatu City regarding their request for the approval of their master plan. 406 acres had already been set aside for public use. So it is therefore dishonest for Preston under the tutorship of a few politicians, and this we are clear about, because what Preston was doing yesterday is playing to the gallery and dancing to political tunes which he had been lured into, thinking that they could coerce us by threatening that they are going to scandalize us, that we would give in. So it is therefore dishonest that Preston, under the tutorship of a few politicians of ill will, chose to mislead the public with defamatory and offensive statements against the county government and its leadership during the press conference yesterday. It's very unbecoming, very unbecoming. It's unprecedented that a man of Preston's standing, with the confidence that has been given to him by a lot of investors, whom we welcome, as I said, in Kiambu, and whom we respect and whom we shall protect, should opt to give himself up to political schemes in the county, and thinking that we as a county government are going to bend the law. Ask Preston that as immediately as possible he tenders a public apology for having intentionally called a press conference to malign my name as an individual and my government. And I will be waiting for him to do that as quickly as possible. In the absence of a public apology, I will seek redress in a court of law as an individual, because that was intended to malign me as a person. That the governor of Kiambu and our administration, neither Kiambu County as a whole, are not interested in land for any other use other than for public use. So that impression that was created is erroneous. We have a clip there that I want to be played so that you can see what transpired in our meeting with Preston and his team the first day when we went there, and the resolutions that were made. So you can just play it so that with lawyers who had been sent by Tatu City. And what we need to clear here, which I'll also explain with facts, is that when the first lawyers were sent by Tatu City, we explained the circumstances and the law that all public land should vest as per the constitution in the county government. The lawyer who had been sent here agreed with us, and it is apparent that when that lawyer whom they had sent themselves agreed and promised that she was going to have a discussion with Tatu City and impress upon them the facts that they cannot negotiate what is provided for in the law about the custody of public land in the county government, it's apparent they did not like that lawyer after that. So yesterday when they were sending other correspondence, indeed they were using a different lawyer who may have advised them differently. And we have had with Tatu City, we went there as the government of Kiambu. And for clarity once more, let me state that since 14 years ago, not 1 inch of land, 1 inch out of the entire 5,000 acres that has been developed has ever been surrendered to the county government of Kiambu. I made this position very clear when we went for our first meeting, that to take care of all those people who work in Tatu City and walk there every day, for those thousands of house helps, watchmen, the street sweepers, all the lawn mowers and gardeners and factory workers who are going to be working in those factories, and the more than 22,000 houses they are building to sell to people of means, but the children of those house helps the sons and daughters of those watchmen who will be working there requires to be secured by the law and provided for amenities where the children can go to school, where they themselves can go and seek the services of a police station, where when the daughter of a house help or a cleaner falls sick, they can go to an affordable hospital within the premises. And that is why the law as provided protects the poor and also secures the rights of those that have means and that are rich. We have them here, we'll share with the media. There was a letter that was dated September 18th, 2023, that was shared also with the National Director for Physical Land Use and Planning on the approval of the master plan. There is a letter dated September 26, 2023 to Tatu City as a response to the outstanding issues. There is a letter dated 8th of December 2023 where we discussed the outstanding issues again relating to the approval, and a letter dated 7th of March 2024, a response to the National Director on the amended physical and land use plan. There was a letter dated again on the 16th of April 2024 on the pending issues. So we want to encourage all the investors in Tatu City, private, foreign and local, that they come to Kiambu County. As we uphold the law that protects the poor, we shall also uphold the law that also ensures that those that are investing also have their say, they will have their way, they will have what they're supposed to have as investors. But the balance must be upheld. We are all children of God, of one God, and we have a right that is enshrined here in this country in our constitution. So all those things that were being said there yesterday, there was an impression that was persistently trying to be created, that there was a 2 acres of land that the governor wanted for his house. It is akin to saying that Moi Kibaki, when he was president, and God rest his soul, that he would have gone home with State House and taken it to Nyeri. It is akin to saying that when President Moi was president, and God rest his soul too, that he would have taken State House to Kabarak. That is intentional misleading. The law is here. These are documents which will give you. This is the Gazette notice and a notice by SRC dated as early as 2013. 2013, the first year of devolution, that it is incumbent upon every county government to ensure that the officers from the Speaker of the County Assembly to the Deputy Speaker, to the Deputy Governor and the Governor, that those governments have built institutions including residential and official residences for those officers to save the public from the house allowances. And let it be known, and I'm sure all the governors will say the same thing. The house allowance for governors was withdrawn a long time ago. So for governors like me and all the other counties who have not yet constructed an official residence, do not have house allowance, and they don't have houses to live in. That's how we live. But we are not going to allow the likes of Preston, and I want to single him out as an individual because he is not Tatu City. Tatu City is the entire entity. He is an employee of Tatu City. And he should do better on behalf of the investors who have entrusted him with that position, by not coming here to play local politics and mishandle matters. And he should know that we should live in this space respecting each other's role and ensuring that we just find compromise. And where the law has to be followed, then the law must be followed. So my conclusion is that as governor of Kiambu, there is no price on my neck that will make me bend. Yes. That were done in Tatu City. Did he community where the entire society will converge to become workers, or intends to develop it? And then occasion those displacements, the case that it must be compensated. Now, when a developer owned land, then that section of the law applies. Build a road. And with a press briefing that was calculated to achieve certain results. And those results were clearly intended to malign the name and person of the governor of Kiambu County and members of staff of this government, and also to cast doubts and malign the relationship between the county government of Kiambu and Tatu City. Igethekenie ndangihota kunyenyanyia tondu hau ni ndoimire hakwenyenyo ni andu riu koguo kiria gwo ni gwika no athire arute mugunda uria urendekana wa muingi na uria gutigia igio ni ndatigia ni ngaruta hindi ino na tutana mahe rutha rwa guthie kana thondeka hau hangi maigana makarehe ri ona guo no guo tugathie na mbere nigetha maundu maitu makorwo magithie na mbere na njira ire agirire haria tutekuiguithania no kugeria kunjambia nie ta mundu to ni aranjigirire igenyo nyingi na kugeria kurehe bisha anyitanite na ateti aria matendetwo thiwa na mbere na aria menda gututhukiria marito na nikio ndaiga ni ndamuhe kuma muthe rucio ndimukirire nginya weekend akorwo ethuthuria ecirie na anjire sorry muno makiria raia-ini arugamite handu uria ararugamite ira igene sorry arega kunjira ni sorry nitukonana nake kuria igoti-ini nigetha agakiuga tiga maundu maya monekana haha na maria ndamwira ri ni haha ndamwitirie mugunda kana etirie ni mundu mwe haria yothe marugamite haha nigetha manengere mugunda tondu tutingitikira riu ningi ukoloni wa kileo.
Which also gives us a unit of the critical infrastructure protection and the fiber at Tatu City. So we're located, regulated by the government, but force. We have our own traffic marshals. We have a dedicated line from Rijuasco. We have something called the Master Declaration of Covenants, which is attached to every land title lease here, which basically sets up Tatu City to be unchanged or not fall into disrepair or not have somebody come in with new ideas. So everything we're doing is really looking decades down the road and understanding that we need to keep the controls there long after we personally have gone.
As a county government, to make your life better and your investments more sound and easier, then we are more than ready to do it. And you, as an entity, you need not fear engaging with us. We are not interested in an inch of land at all, neither for the governor or for any of my people, and it is no policy that our advance signature is our integrity. We are changing the story that it has been. When it comes to matters that we must all agree upon, but this requires to be done in public interest, in the interest of a better tomorrow for our children and our citizens, and those ones we are very firm.